The sun always rose early in the narrow lanes of Dharavi, but for young Arjun Mehra, the day began even earlier. He would wake to the gentle clinking of glass cups and the comforting aroma of cardamom and ginger being boiled into tea. His father, a man whose hands were calloused from a lifetime of hard work, ran a small tea stall. It was a simple life, a life measured in the number of cups sold and the coins collected at the end of a long day. Arjun's world was this small stall, a tiny universe of steam, conversation, and the endless struggle to make ends meet. He was a good son, always ready to help his father, his small hands quickly learning to wash glasses and serve the hot, sweet liquid to tired factory workers and hurried office-goers. Even amidst the constant hustle, Arjun's mind was a world away. While other children played cricket in the dusty streets, Arjun would be found gazing at the discarded newspapers customers left behind. He saw pictures of tall buildings, sleek cars, and strange, glowing boxes that people called computers. These images planted a seed in his heart, a quiet but persistent dream of a world far beyond the confines of his father's tea stall.
His father, a simple and honest man, saw the spark in his son's eyes. He could not offer him riches or a grand inheritance, but he gave him what he could: encouragement. Father, study well, my son. Education is the only way out of this life.
And so, after a long day of serving tea, when the city's sounds began to quiet down, Arjun's second day would begin. Under the dim, flickering light of a single kerosene lamp, he would open his worn-out textbooks. The pages were filled with numbers and words that promised a different future, a future he was determined to build for himself and his family, one difficult equation at a time. Life was a constant balance of responsibilities. Mornings were for tea, afternoons for school, and nights were for studying until his eyelids felt heavy. There were days when his stomach rumbled with hunger, days when the weariness was so deep it felt like a physical weight on his small shoulders. Yet, Arjun never complained. He saw his father's unwavering hard work and his mother's silent sacrifices. This was his motivation. He understood that every page he read, every problem he solved, was a small step away from the poverty that had defined his family for generations. His dream was not just for himself, it was for them. One afternoon, Mr. Sharma, a kind-faced teacher from Arjun's school, stopped by the tea stall. He had often noticed the quiet, bright boy in his class, who always seemed to have the right answers but rarely spoke unless asked. He saw Arjun expertly handling the customers, his movements quick and efficient, a seriousness on his face that was unusual for a boy his age. Mr. Sharma ordered a cup of tea and watched Arjun. He saw not just a tea seller's son, but a mind brimming with untapped potential. He saw a hunger for knowledge that the limited resources of their small government school could not fully satisfy. That day, he decided he would help this boy. Mr. Sharma began to spend a little extra time with Arjun after school. He brought him books that were not in the school library. Books about science, books about history, books about great inventors. He saw how Arjun's eyes would light up as he learned about the world beyond their small neighborhood.
You have a gift, Arjun. Your curiosity is your greatest strength. Never let it die. He became more than just a teacher. He was a mentor, a guide, who showed Arjun that his dreams were not foolish.
He taught Arjun that poverty was a circumstance, not a destiny. For the first time, Arjun felt that someone outside his family truly believed in him. When the time came for Arjun to finish school, a large wall stood before him, the cost of a college education. It seemed like an impossible dream. His father had saved every spare coin, but it was not nearly enough. Arjun felt a wave of despair, thinking his journey might end there. But Mr. Sharma had not forgotten his promise. He worked tirelessly, visiting offices, writing letters, speaking to everyone he knew about his brilliant student. He spent his own time helping Arjun prepare for scholarship examinations, often late into the night, sitting beside him at the very same tea stall where they first truly met. His mentor's efforts finally bore fruit. Arjun received the news one sunny morning. He had been awarded a full scholarship to study computer engineering at a reputable college in the city. The joy in his family's small home was immeasurable. His father cried tears of happiness, hugging his son tightly. His mother distributed free sweets to everyone at the tea stall. It was a victory not just for Arjun, but for his entire community, a testament to the power of a teacher's faith and a student's unyielding spirit. Mr. Sharma had given Arjun more than just an opportunity. He had given him the key to unlock his own future. College was a new world, both exciting and intimidating. Arjun arrived with a small, battered suitcase, a heart full of dreams, and an accent that made him stand out. He was surrounded by students from wealthy families who spoke fluent English and who carried expensive laptops. For the first time, Arjun felt a pang of self-doubt. He struggled to understand the fast-paced lectures and felt shy speaking up in class. The subjects were difficult, and the challenges were immense. He was far from home, and the loneliness was a heavy burden. Many nights he would look out of his hostel window and think of the familiar scent of his father's tea, wondering if he had made a mistake. But Arjun was a fighter. He remembered his father's hard hands and Mr. Sharma's encouraging words. He refused to give up. He spent countless hours in the library, reading the same textbooks over and over until he understood every concept. He would listen to his classmates' conversations to improve his English, practicing in front of a mirror in his room. He found a part-time job at the college canteen to earn money for his expenses, so he wouldn't have to burden his parents. He sacrificed sleep and leisure, his life becoming a disciplined cycle of classes, work, and study. His perseverance began to pay off. Slowly but surely, Arjun started to excel. His professors noticed his dedication and his insightful questions. His classmates, who had once looked down on him, now came to him for help with difficult assignments. He was no longer the shy boy from a poor neighborhood. He was one of the brightest students in his department. He learned not just about coding and algorithms, but also about resilience, humility, and the importance of hard work. The college that once seemed so daunting had become his training ground, forging his character and sharpening his mind for the battles that lay ahead in the professional world. Upon graduation, Arjun secured a job at a small emerging software company. It was not a large multinational corporation, but it was a place where he could learn and grow. He embraced the opportunity with his characteristic zeal. He was not just an employee who did his assigned tasks. He was a problem solver who was always looking for ways to improve things. He stayed late, learned new technologies, and took on responsibilities far beyond his job description. These years were his gurukul in the corporate world, providing him with the practical knowledge that no textbook could ever teach. Narrator, Vo. After several years of working and saving every rupee he could, Arjun felt a familiar stirring in his heart. The same ambition he had felt as a boy reading old newspapers. Narrator, Vo. He had a vision. He wanted to create technology that could solve real-world problems for ordinary people. Accessible, affordable. Narrator, VO. With his savings and a small loan, he took the biggest risk of his life. He quit his stable job and started his own company from a tiny rented room. Narrator, VO. He named it Sankalp. Resolution, determination. The name honored his unwavering resolve. Narrator, VO. The initial days were incredibly difficult. There were times he didn't have enough money to pay his 2 employees or to afford the rent. Narrator, VO. He faced rejection from investors who didn't believe in his vision. Many urged him to return to his safe job. Narrator, VO. In moments of doubt, he would close his eyes, remember the smell of ginger tea, the sight of his father working tirelessly from dawn to dusk. That memory gave him strength. Narrator, VO. He worked smarter, not just harder, learned from mistakes and adapted his strategies. He and his small team worked day and night, fueled by passion and countless cups of coffee. Narrator, VO. Slowly, through sheer perseverance and the quality of their work, Sankalp began to gain recognition. Narrator, VO. They developed a simple software that helped small shopkeepers manage inventory, like his father's shop. Narrator, VO. The product was a success. It was user-friendly, it was cheap, it solved a genuine need. Narrator, VO. That victory opened doors. More clients came. The company started to grow. His company expanded, launched new products, and entered new markets. Narrator, VO. Arjun's leadership, rooted in empathy and a deep understanding of his team's struggles, created a loyal, motivated workforce. Narrator, VO. The tiny room was replaced by a large, modern office. Narrator, VO. Today Arjun Mehra is the celebrated CEO of one of the fastest growing tech companies in the country. Narrator, VO. He hasn't forgotten his roots. Narrator, VO. He set up a foundation providing scholarships to underprivileged children, ensuring other bright minds get the same chance. Narrator, VO. He often visits his old neighborhood not as a wealthy CEO but as the tea seller's son.
Narrator, VO. He shares his story with young children. Arjun, your circumstances do not define you. Your sankalp, your determination does. If a boy who once washed tea glasses can build a company, each of you can achieve anything you set your mind to.
Narrator, VO. His life is a simple, powerful lesson. Humility, hard work, a little kindness. No dream is too big to achieve.